Ladies and gentlemen, hi, and welcome back to Disco Elysium. Just had a lovely conversation with the D&D lady. The night is old, or the night is getting older, so I think our chances of getting the dead body down from the top of the tree is non-existent. But that's okay, we're not letting it get us down. We do have one remaining good deed to do before it is bedtime, and that is, in our inventory, we do have a shot put ball that we can use to replace stuff. Am I not allowed pass through the store again? Close for the night, come back tomorrow. Oh, right, okay, well... Shit, am I locked in this building for this evening? Oh no, we can go through the attic, never mind me. But yeah, if the old boys are still out playing, we can give them their shot put ball back. And if they've gone to bed, then I guess we may as well also go to bed. Which is... a bit of a... how would one say? It's not the highlight that I was expecting to end the night on. I was expecting a grand party and a lovely time had by all, but... that's fine. It's a slow burn. Ah, yep, they've gone to bed. There was one other place that we could look for. I don't know if you remember, but a couple of episodes ago, there was a Martin Martinet. Not his real name, obviously, but a chap nonetheless who was on top of the balcony that said, come back later, and he might talk to us. So I'm going to go say hello to him. I am going to, however, unequip my torch because it's bothering me, and I want my bag back. There we go, look at that. Ready for any spare recycling to do. Now, he said that he'd be in his house. Can't remember what house it was. Oh, there's a red. A maroon glow of light pollution rises from the east. You hear distant traffic. Night is falling on the city. The breaker box is full of cigarette butts and electric wires. So there was a chap that we could talk to for life. Was it this door? Nothing for you right here, right now. Can we not knock? Nope, never mind. Or was it this sultry purple door?
This door is made of metal and appears to be reinforced. Someone here really values their security.
Fun fact, there's a strip club in my hometown of Hull called the Purple Door, so aptly named, I think.
Number 28. This is where the cleaning lady said the smoker on the balcony lives.
Let's see if anyone's home. Knock on the door.
Knock.
No one answers.
What?
Looks like the young man we are looking for isn't home. I think our best chance to catch him is in the evening.
He looks around, taking the cold spring air.
We should return tomorrow after we have finished with our day's work. How about 9 p.m.? Sound good?
Sounds good. Tomorrow at 9.
Tomorrow, 9 p.m., right here. Apartment number 28. Good, let's go.
Damn. Turns out it's quite tricky finding someone in a big apartment building. Don't worry. You'll get him.
Thank you for the vote of confidence, reaction speed.
Remember, tomorrow, he's probably gone for today.
Well, fine then. Screw you. We won't talk to you. Apartment number 29. Complete silence. Whoever lives here isn't home. What about you? Apartment number 30. Voices from within, singing along to some buoyant dance track. And what are you, plant pot? Someone's growing rosemary, thyme, and a cactus. I have a cactus. Well, I've got several cactuses at home. Well, 3 in total, and they're all dying. Like, if I could... can I zoom in? Not like a cactus is like... maybe like that tall or that tall. About this section of the cactus has got a light brown. And I don't know why. I've tried my best to rescue it. Now, up here, if we get up there, look at all that. All those bottles for us to collect. Oh, imagine how rich we'd be if we, succeeded in getting past Measurehead. Oh, the stories we could tell. But today is not that day. Okay, anything else? Have we missed out anything around here? No, doesn't seem like it. There's a dead man there. There's the girl. Shall I talk to you? I'm going to attempt to talk to you.
Are you trying to sneak up on me? Come to slit my throat in my sleep?
Apparently, she doesn't like people standing behind her back.
Pigs come to take me out? Trying to snuff me out?
I don't condone violence against kids, but Kuhn on S. It's a hard bargain, really. No, why would you even say that?
Then why are you sneaking up on me like that? It's not a good idea to scare me, pig. Not a good idea at all.
Right, okay then. Fine. Teaches me for trying to be nice. Did we already do this check?
Just
I can't
an
remember.
ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
Oh, we can give it another go. Conceptualization. Why am I looking at this wall?
Yeah. Why?
Why must
Yeah, we've already failed that one. Nothing to see on that wall. Are there any other checks we can do? Set of tracks. I think the found the white ones. The ones, those on white are available to try now. Can we give? Does it say that we can give? We will give the mirror a go. Broken. Does it mean that we can give measure? Right, let me fast forward and see if we can give him one more go. And if we can, I'll skip to that. And if we can't, then I'll skip to front of Whirling in Rags. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, boys and girls, we're back. And I have found out that we can indeed give him one more go this evening. So let's look at all our tools and clothes and see which one gives us the most punching power. Realistically, we have... I mean, we've got our tank top on, physical instrument. Anything that reduces physical instrument at the moment? Not at the moment. Right, this is our last effort, our last attempt. Let's give him one more punch in the face.
Your race descent has only worsened since the last assault.
Take that.
Really let yourself go.
Fuck you, bitch.
Just like that, instinct took over. A solid strike straight into his throat, into the cartilage. You could swear you felt the soft palate break. The man is reeling, gasping for air. Time stands still around you. In the distance, the sounds of the harbor are falling silent. All you hear is a small gurgling sound as a trickle of blood appears on the man's lip.
What should we do? Nah, mate, back up and perform a 360 flying spin kick. Absolutely. Amazing.
The man lands with a dull thump, like a broken down puppet of muscles and sinew. For a moment, he still tries to keep his head up, dazed eyes looking at you with unimaginable surprise. To your left is the button.
Now, normally... Oh, now, do we be hardcore, just press the button? Or do we go all out? I'm thinking going all out, baby. We've worked hard for this. How many episodes we've had so far? 6? 7? Episode 7. Almost a month and a half of trying to beat a Measurehead, and we've finally done it. Let's give it a Disco Inferno, baby.
As you slam your fist on the button, the man collapses entirely, his head rolling to the side.
We might have killed him with blunt force pressure, but who cares?
Looks like you're the new Measurehead now.
Damn straight. Whoa. I don't want to be the new Measurehead. It's a bit of a twat. I want to be a new man, goddammit.
Her voice is surprisingly calm.
Damn right it is.
No one is the new Measurehead. Let's go before he gets up.
The lieutenant makes haste towards the door. Yeah, there we go. Right. Normally, I would explore around the area, but because of the limited time that we have, I'm going to run straight to the Union Man and see if I can get him to sort life out. Where is the exit? The exit's there, right? There's loads of stuff for us to look at in the morning, which we will do. But I want to run straight to the Union Man. Like I say, I don't want to end the day not solving this issue. It's nearly 10 o'clock, and I assume 10 o'clock is when everyone goes to bed. I don't know if it's 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock, but I'm going to give it a go. The shipyard ahead is oddly quiet. The great machines are sleeping. Alright, let's go straight in. Come on, you. He's there. He's there. Look at him. Excellent. We might do this today.
Before you is a walrus of a man, seated behind a large desk. He looks up from his work, not the least bit surprised to see you. With great effort, he straightens himself up in his chair, yet says nothing. He simply stares at you.
Let's get straight to business. There's a dead body in a tree.
Welcome, Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi. It's good of you two to stop by. Please, have a seat.
He gestures to a tiny chair sat opposite to his giant desk.
I'm Everard Clare, head of the Debarders Union here in Martinez.
The man relaxes into his chair and continues.
I'd offer you my hand, but unfortunately my health prevents me from getting up. You understand?
Not sure if it's your health or just your widening waist.
He looks extremely comfortable. The tiny folding chair, on the other hand, looks like a torture device.
Oh.
You go ahead, detective.
Lieutenant nods at you, then the chair.
Whatever he has in store for you, it can't be good, he thinks. I'll do my best. Forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibes from that name.
Well, you know what? We've just punched Measure in the head. I'm not taking orders from you. I'd rather stand.
Please, Mr. Dubois, let us converse in a civilized manner, as equals. Take a seat. I insist.
He's trying to throw you off your game with this Dubois nonsense. Don't give him the pleasure.
Absolutely not. I don't sit. It's kind of my thing.
Very well, Mr. Dubois. I respect a man with strong convictions.
As he nods, his multiple chins move like ocean waves.
I, too, have convictions. One of which is that I will not engage with any man who won't face me at eye level. Should you find yourself more amenable in the future, I'd gladly resume our conversation. But until then, I'm afraid I must ask you to leave.
He turns back to his typewriter.
You're no Titan of Felician, buddy. He's got you in a fork. Sit down or leave.
All right, Felician, you've got me there. Fine. We need the dead body, though. We've got a limited amount of time.
Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you're a reasonable man, and reasonable men can be of great use to one another.
He gives you a sly wink. I'll remain serious. I'm a serious man.
So tell me, how can the head of the Debarders Union help a representative of the Revachol Citizens Militia today?
The chair you're sitting on has got to be the most uncomfortable chair in the world. It's violating your backside.
Oh, we don't want our backside violating. Not by this guy, anyway.
Oh, by the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain Lawrence Gart. Some people have no manners, it pains me to say. This should take care of that nonsense.
He points to a giant novelty check on his desk. It's absolutely comically huge.
It should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days and patch over your differences with a cafeteria manager. Go ahead, take it.
He points at it again. That's strange. How does he know that we've got some issues with the cafeteria manager?
Wow, that's 25 real. That's good money. You need it.
Ha, we don't need 25 real. We've got our bottles. You can take your comment in there. We'll remain polite at the moment. Keep it. I'm good.
Okay. I respect a man with principles. No handouts, then.
He crosses his arms on his ample midsection and sinks further into his chair.
Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun. Let me assure you, Union people are on it as we speak. I've got my best hounds looking for that lost gun.
He's got eyes everywhere as his Everard Clare.
His slug-like lips move, but all you hear is an echo. Lost gun, lost gun, lost gun. The world is swallowed by a black hole of fear. Only two words escape its gravitational pull. Lost and gun. When he said, "Don't worry," he actually meant, be very worried.
Because he knows that we're unarmed. I mean, Kitsuragi's got a gun, but apparently he won't use it for any reason other than to miss shooting cables that are preventing us from progressing in the game. You know what? I'm not worried. I've got this.
Are you all right, Harry? You say you got this, but you seem a little anxious to me. Don't be. Everything's going to be all right.
Now, here's a fun fact. What's going on here is that he's got a great big chair that he's able to. I mean, look at the way he's sat. Look at the way he's swelling around in that chair. comparing to how we have to sit in this uncomfortable chair, the way it makes our shoulders, hunch in and whatnot. This is a very common psychological trick that people use in interviews. If you've ever been to a kind of school like I did when I was a kid, and you ever had to see the head teacher for whatever reason, it was a very similar thing. Head teachers always got a big chair. There's all the parents and the kids got to sit on these little small chairs and stuff. And it's meant to demoralise you and to make you feel smaller than you actually are. I reckon if we stood up to him in a 1v1 fight, like we just did with Measurehead, we'd kick his ass. But he's got a bigger chair, therefore he's more important than us. There's a little fun thing there.
It's not like you left it loaded. You didn't lose a loaded gun. Local children aren't out there playing with it right now, pointing it into their own mouths. It's in a safe place. I just know it. I have a feeling everything's going to be all right.
It was loaded. There were 2 bullets in it. You always keep at least 2 barrels loaded.
Well, now do we try and compose ourselves? At -2, the chair is killing you. That's not great. Or do we turn to Kim? You know what? I'm not convinced that we're able to remain calm, so I'm going to turn to our friend here.
Officer, we will deal with this later. We don't need Mr. Clare's help with this.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
Oh dear. We're going to have to try and compose ourselves. We could do it.
God, you're sweating. Your knee is jerking. You're about to cry, aren't you? You're about to cry because you lost your gun and those children are going to shoot themselves with it.
Oh dear. I'm not about to cry. No, so what? Men cry too. Well, we absolutely can.
You want to cry? God, you're weak. Whatever you do, don't cry. He'll think you're disgusting.
Mr. Dubois, you don't look so good.
What is this, Mr. Dubois? He keeps repeating. What is he trying to pull here? You need to cool the fuck down. Chill.
Don't worry, composure. We've got at least 6 more moral or morale meds to take. We could pop pills all day long while talking to Everett here.
Mr. Dubois! Mr. Dubois! Harry!
The large man snaps his fingers, but to no effect. You're in some stupor. Oh, is this our name potential? Though I know Harry's let your mind go to a safe place.
Mr. Dubois, are you okay? Can I get you a glass of water or something? Are you having some kind of medical emergency?
Maybe you could use your hands somehow, in a kind of throw-in motion, like you're throwing that Mr. Dubois act right back at him. He's Mr. Dubois.
Maybe he is. Maybe he is indeed. I don't want to accept any water from him. We can be sarcastic. No, man, I'm as good as it gets, Mr. Dubois, and vaguely gesture with your hands above your head.
Don't
do
be
that.
dramatic. I can see your condition isn't terminal.
What an odd demonstration of... you got me, Harry. I don't even know what. As entertaining as it was, I'm afraid we're wasting our time. And I'm an extremely busy man, as I'm sure you are too.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
Okay, enough. We are here to ask you some questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
Go on, Kim.
Quick, here's your window. Get yourself together and ask him questions. Police officer questions. It is about time to stop embarrassing yourself. Questions will help you regain some of your lost dignity.
All right then. Let's go with. Let's go for the jugular. I'm told the Union is involved in the. In fact, no. Let's not insult him just yet. Let's go straight for the. Could you help me get a dead body down from a tree?
You might have noticed there's one hanging on a tree behind the hostel cafeteria.
Oh my. Don't take this question personally, but why would I get involved in this matter?
Mr. Clare, the man was hanged with a cargo belt. A steel-reinforced cargo belt. It's safe to assume the Union had something to do with the murder. Besides, getting the body down would benefit all of us. It's a stain on the neighborhood.
Yeah, you're a community leader. Help your community out.
I can certainly see how having him up there might start affecting some real estate values.
He licks his fat lips and smiles.
But of course, all joking aside, I am going to help you.
He picks up the handset of the radio to his right, then clicks a button.
Jean-Luc, the cop who bested you in physical combat is here, and he has a little dead body in a tree problem. Namely, he needs it to be taken down. Please extend him this courtesy.
Ah, Jean-Luc, take that, you bitch. You're ours now.
You can find Luke down at the gates, but you already knew that. Anyway, he's going to help you, now that he's back on his feet.
There we go. So we've succeeded. Oh, okay, now we can insult him for the rest of the evening. I'm told the union's involved in the local drug trade.
What? Harry, how could you say that to me? You know I appreciate a joke as much as any Johnny Fat Guy, but I can't take slander. Are you actually investigating this?
The reaction appears to be sincere, but it's impossible to tell with this guy. Honestly.
We're gonna plead the fifth. No comment.
Harry, you wound me, Harry, in the heart. But I trust you to put this to bed. Do what you must, and let's change the subject, shall we?
Thank you for your understanding. We will continue to do what we must.
You too, Lieutenant. You know, I like you, but you never were my favorite. I'm a Harry guy. I'm Team Harry.
None taken. Did we have anything else to do here, Harry?
Suppose that makes a good segue into asking why is he calling us Mr. Dubois.
Of course. Let us dispatch with the formalities. You call me Everard, I call you Harry.
That's what the hanged corpse called you. Harry.
So that's really my name.
My God, so it's true. I didn't want to believe it, but you are a fantastic science fiction amnesiac cop, aren't you? What are the odds of that?
I think the odds of that are very low.
Let's pretend that we know what we're doing. My memory is fine. I'm just testing you.
So good to hear that, Harry. Apparently my sources were wrong. However, if you did have a spot of memory trouble, I could help you out. With my big fat folder.
Are you trying to tell me you've gotten hold of some of our documents?
Lieutenant inspects Everard over his spectacles.
Mr. Kitsuragi, would you mind? Me and Harry are talking about his lost identity right now.
Don't just jump to the folder. That's not smart. Shows you're on the edge. Do some probing first.
Okay then, let's do some probing. Let's start with something casual. Let me get this straight. What is my full name?
It's Harry. Harry Dubois.
You feel like a Dubois, but you don't feel like a Harry. Strange.
Used to work for a kid called Harry. Wasn't very fond of him. I feel like Dubois, but not quite Harry. Something longer.
Sure, okay. You're Harold. Harmon. Haroldamus. But that's not what the record says. The record says Harry Dubois. A real man's name.
Yeah, real man's name. The lieutenant covers his face and sighs audibly.
Mr. Kitsuragi doesn't seem even slightly empathetic to your memory loss, Harry. I, however, wish to help you any way I can.
Now, I've got to bear in mind that this guy's probably going to lie to us at some point, so we've got to keep that, well, everything he says with a pinch of salt. Where did you get that folder?
Ah, this? My friends in your organization gave it to me, Harry.
I find that very suspicious. May I have a look?
I'm afraid this is meant for Union eyes only, Mr. Kitsuragi. I'm sure you understand. Please continue, Harry.
What kind of cop does it say I am?
Well, Harry, if I were to sum you up in one word, it would be apologetic.
I'm sorry?
Yes. You seem to be, a lot of the time, but right now there's no reason to be. Let loose a little. Be you.
We have been extremely polite so far. I do believe that as we go on, the kind of actions that we take will affect the way that people see us. So that is a good example of that being an effect in this game. Do you know anything about my family? Do I have a wife or kids or...
Family? Harry, you're not a family man. There's not one peep of family in here. Unless you think you're a family man. Do you strike yourself as a family man, Harry?
You know what? Well, we've got alcohol-induced amnesia, which for a lot of people is exactly what a family is like, so I think I do. I'd be a wonderful father.
Well, yes. I'm sure you're going to make one little boy or a girl very happy and proud one day, Harry.
Fingers crossed. Okay, have another look at that folder.
Everard's large hands are covering the folder, but the look on his face says, I know everything about you, Harry.
I've got nothing to hide, baby.
Oh, Harry. Oh, wow. This is really something.
I'm sure it's not that bad. At worst, he has an old RCM folder, and I very much doubt even that.
So how about it, Harry? You need assistance, I presume?
Well, that's a shame. Let's talk about other matters for a moment.
Of course, Harry, of course. Let's not linger on personal details and amnesia. You wanted something from me?
Let's go with... Let's talk about my lost gun.
Yes, your lost gun. My best men are on it. They're turning every stone, searching every playground, asking kids, grandmas, everyone.
That's good. The grandmas are usually the ones that hide things.
Your gun will be found, Harry. Let me assure you of that. It's just a matter of time and effort.
The only way to find it seems to be working with him. He might even be holding your gun hostage.
Wait, the gun may have been bought from Roy's pawn shop. Have your men factored that in?
Yes, thank you for the hot tip regarding your lost gun, Harry. My men have indeed factored in that you pawned it. Now please, let the professionals do their job. Kick back, Harry, relax. I have great guys on this. You focus on what's important. Building our relationship for the good of Martinez.
I mean, let the professionals do their job. It is kind of what we do. Investigation is kind of our forte.
It did not come as a surprise to him. He might actually not be bullshitting.
Does this mean if I do things for you, I will get my gun back? Oh, I don't want to open that up. You know what? I don't care about my gun. Keep it. We'll find our own guns. We'll borrow Kim's, it's fine.
I don't care about my gun. I love it, Harry. Wish I could be like that, but I can't. I have a responsibility to this community. I can't have a loaded gun out in the streets.
The officer is exaggerating. Of course we care about the missing firearm, and we are actively looking for it as well.
The lieutenant is concerned about the lost gun and feels that the fact you haven't prioritized looking for it is unfortunate, if inevitable, and doesn't put the RCM in a good light.
To be fair, yeah, we have not made that a priority in our case so far. I have to actually do something about that at some point.
Excellent, Mr. Kitsuragi. That's excellent news. Looks like we have a friendly gun-finding competition on our hands.
Oh, there we go. Turn into a spot. I like that. I want to talk about the hanging.
Oh, of course. That's your main thing here. That's why you're in Martinez. I know everything that goes on around here, and I would love to help you like I'm helping you with the body and your lost gun. I mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike. So much to talk about. Honestly, it's been weighing on me so heavily. I understand you need to interview me.
I sense there's a but.
But there's a thing that's been keeping me up at night. I want to talk about the hanging. I mean, if we could just calmly talk, exchange information, we could blow this thing wide open.
Yes, that sounds good. Let's do that.
But I can't think straight with this thing weighing on me. You're police officers, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. You guys are basically door-opening machines, incredibly talented at opening doors.
Kim, is that true? Are we door-opening machines?
I'm not sure I understand. If you're asking us to break down someone's door, it's not going to happen.
Come now. I just need you to go open a little door for me and leave it unlocked. A simple thing. Absolutely nothing shady about it.
An excellent opportunity presents itself, sire. You could win the trust of the arch-liar, pretend to play into his hand. Then, should you wish, bend his efforts towards your own.
Ooh, okay. Drama, that sounds like an excellent idea. We could pretend to be a stooge, and then not actually be a stooge. Beat him at his own game by lying. Damn it. Fine, I'll look into it. We need to talk about that murder.
Fantastic, my friend. Just let me know when it's done and we can take our friendship to the next level.
He flicks his fingers.
You can get the key from Manana. He's down by the gates. Manana's like a free agent in the Union. Special operations. Hardened socialist. A real free thinker, too. He'll tell you precisely where the door is. One last thing, Harry. Just open the door. You don't need to go in or anything. I just want that weasel to come home and see the unlocked door.
That doesn't sound exactly honest, Mr. Everard. But okay, I met Joyce, the company representative.
Oh, that's very nice. I haven't gotten around to her yet. I'm very, very busy, you see. I hope you're getting along. One thing I want to make very clear, Harry, is that this is not some kind of union versus corporation situation. Everyone is just pals here.
Just pals?
We're all trying to do what's best for Martinez here. Don't feel like you can't cooperate with her, because you and I are such good friends, and I'm helping you get that nasty body down from the tree. And with finding your lost gun. I'm not a jealous guy.
Whoa, that's so nice of him. Suspiciously nice.
He wants something. I mean, he wants us to unlock a door. Why haven't you let her in to see you?
If she actually wants to see me, she will find a way. Any good negotiator would. And I just don't have anything to discuss with a bad negotiator.
He doesn't want to see her. It's as simple as that.
Joyce said the previous union leader vanished under suspicious circumstances.
Vanished? Harry, the woman left her casserole in the oven and couldn't make it here in time for the voting. Oh, did I leave my casserole on? Better go home and check. The election can wait. When she got back, the whole thing was over.
Oh. For a second I thought that was the end. Never mind. Okay, okay.
Wait, there was no mention of a casserole from Joyce.
Funny, Joyce didn't mention any casserole.
Harry, Harry, Harry. Do not fixate on this little matter. Maybe it was a rabbit stew, or a hairdryer, or an iron. The point is, her heart wasn't in it. Mine was.
That much is true. His heart truly is in it. Though you wouldn't think so by looking at him. If it's spilled blood you're looking for, then there certainly isn't any in his expression or demeanor now.
Okay, so it doesn't seem like he's killed her. That's useful. Okay, let's talk about something else.
Of course, Harry. Let me just assure you one more time. It's perfectly okay to share anything we discuss here with this Joyce. This is a completely transparent organization. I have no interest in what she is doing, but I myself have nothing to hide. Your business is your business, and I respect your privacy. Just remember, none of this is secret.
Usually the first thing that a shady, secretive organisation says is that they're completely transparent.
Tell her about all of it. My brother's picture, my singing swordfish clock. Tell her how overweight I am and how I'm helping you find your lost gun. Tell her about everything. Everard doesn't mind.
Okay, alright. I think that's all we need to talk about. Everard, I'm going to leave now, but we might talk again later.
Wait. You need this to get in and out through the gate.
Oh, it's a plastic card. Okay, great. Wouldn't want to get stuck here.
Here. You're one of us now. A real red and white union man. Take care, Harry.
Alright, cheers, Everard. He does have a singing swordfish clock. Taxidermy fish that tell the time. Hello, Kim.
We should think about calling it a day, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold this time of year.
Yes, my hostel room calls.
We can pick up where we left off tomorrow morning.
Ah, so we just narrowly didn't get the body down on the first day. Actually, maybe. He's not telling us to go back home yet. Oh, yellow. Look, something forgotten on the coffee table. What do you mean by something forgotten on the coffee table? Where? I can't see anything around here. Unless it means something in here. Nope. Okay, fair enough. So, we'll do some exploring around here tomorrow morning. There are some things I do remember that we can have a look at. But I want to see if we can talk to Measurehead before he goes to bed. Maybe he goes to bed at 11. Absolutely determined to not fail the most basic of our missions. Those sexy bottles over there could also wait as well. Oh, although there is a coat.
Looks like someone left his tarpaulin cloak hanging on the railing here. The white rectangle of the Revachol Citizens Militia. is clearly visible on its back. This is your cloak. You can feel it.
Right, grab the cloak.
As your fingers touch the tarpaulin, it almost feels like the cloak wants to deliver a message of comfort through your fingertips. I will shield you from the elements and give my life for yours. That's what the cloak is relaying.
That is a very kind cloak. Right, just in case we end up talking to the cloak when we put it on, and advancing time. I just want to get to Measurehead. Last thing I need is a conversation with my Kurtz. Here he is.
Do not presume this has drastically altered our race dynamic.
I knocked you out like a god of martial arts, damn right I did.
True. I said nothing about our personal dynamic. That has altered. A little.
He means very little.
Everett told us that you could help get the body down from the tree.
So it was. You bested me in race combat to reach my superior, then had him give me an order. I salute your cunning, enemy. I will go and remove the body from the tree with my bare hands.
Good.
You're so noble, Measurehead.
Hey, you said that I was a new Measurehead, babe.
But while I am gone, someone must stand guard on the bridge. That someone needs to be you. Both of you.
That would mean you're openly showing the people that you're taking the Union's side.
Oh dear. Lieutenant, what if we don't want to do that?
This is the uncomfortable result of not taking it on ourselves. I can live with a compromise.
Listen to your little friend. He is wise in his childlike way. His mysterious race may yet prove fierce competition to my heroic haplogroup.
Fair enough. Let's do that then.
Babe, see that they stay here the whole time.
Alright, here we go. First shift as being a guard. We could do that. We're qualified.
The woman's gaze follows Measurehead as he leaves.
So, you guys are like cops or something?
We're just trying to keep things from going to shit.
Have you ever thought that maybe things should go to shit? I'm Katya, by the way.
You hear that? That sound. He's breaking something.
Yeah, Jean-Luc must be really tearing it up over there. I wish I could see it.
I don't. I've seen enough of that dead body already.
Don't worry. Physical stuff like this is really easy for Measurehead. Mental stuff, too. He's really spiritual, you know.
He looks around.
It's late outside, isn't it? You guys must really like doing what you do to be out so late.
She turns to behold the behemoth appearing around the corner, approaching the gates. Yeah, it is quite late. Not because we love what we do, but because we're not exactly the most competent.
The corpse has been removed from the tree. Stand down and congratulate yourself. You have sided with Ray's victory today.
How? We've directly opposed you in mortal combat. There's been no side choosing. We did what we had to do to keep order.
And what you had to do was to become a Union man for all to see.
Talking to people like this never ends well. Okay, let's get rid of these shiny bits. Done. Well done us. Can help us in our coat. Where does it go? Is it going to go in our jacket? Spirit the corpse. +1 to shivers. Yeah, look at that. We can also take off our wife beater. I wasn't planning on punching any more people. Sexy tank top. Or conceptualization. Let's go with an honest white shirt. We don't need to make any suggestions at the moment. Seems like everyone's gone to bed. Oh, yeah, everyone has gone to bed. Jesus. But that's fine. We don't need to sleep. We have a mystery to solve. Can I now also solve this problem?
You see a set of
No, I can't. I'll solve you later then. Why is Kuna still up? You not got to go to bed?
You missed a good show before. A kid came by and completely fucked the tree to pieces.
He fucked the tree up! Fucked it good! It was porno!
By the way, Kipt is a racial slur.
Ah, well. Total retards use language like that. Congratulations, you just made yourself a retard. Oh, oh. Ah, do we call the... No. Against my better judgment, let's just be polite.
Shoot that shit at Kuno, Pigonaught.
Ah, okay, fine. I don't want to talk to you, actually. I just wanted to see it why he was out so late, but fair enough.
The corpse lies on the ground among the remains of an absolutely demolished pinewood branch. It's gently laid on one side.
Well, it's down. Celebrate in a more reserved manner.
Mr. Measurehead has done a good job. Nothing is too broken or compromised. The victim is ready for a field autopsy.
A field autopsy?
Yes. 1. Investigation of the scene. 2. Initial examination of the victim. 3. Field autopsy. 4. Transportation of the body to the morgue. We are on number 3.
The fuck are they on about?
Cop's gonna cut his shit up!
Got it.
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Tell me something, dead man.
Shoot, Looney Rooney.
No, we've already talked. It won't give us any new information.
Come back later, Corporal. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible, also, see me in your dreams.
Well, we might be going to sleep soon, so hang on there, hangman. First, what exactly is a field autopsy?
Come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them.
Do you have another pair of gloves?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay, I'll take it like a man. Oh, I've got gardening gloves. Maybe they are enough.
They are better than nothing. Tell you what, I perform the anatomical side of things while you will take notes.
Okay, where should I take these notes?
In your paperwork, officer, just fill out the field autopsy form.
He sighs, already expecting the answer. You're not going to believe this. I think I've lost my paperwork.
Officer, what haven't you lost?
None of your business, Kim. Lay off my case.
Losing your paperwork is not a small issue. I'm sorry if I came off as patronizing.
He looks at his notebook.
I can give you my paperwork. There's an autopsy form there. Several, actually, but only if it helps move things along.
Look, I'm sorry I lost everything.
Yes, well...
Lieutenant doesn't know what to say.
It's okay to cry, Runkari.
Let's work off yours for now.
Right. The autopsy form is near the end.
Open a notebook at the field autopsy's form. No. Shall we take a peek at Kim's notes? Now, we've been with him. We know exactly what he's taking notes on.
The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts. Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with
1. Assistant.
That's you.
Right Harry Dubois.
The corpse is indifferent to your scribblings, just lies there. The next box says
Coroner's case number.
KK57-0803.0815.
Write it down.
Next.
3. Name.
NA. Next.
Date of birth.
NA.
Age.
Roughly 50.
Right. Squiggly equals 50.
the corpse looks ageless, like meat on a hook.
6. Race.
Mondial.
Write that down.
The pudgy mess of curdled meat looks neither mondial nor anything other.
7. Sex.
Fuck
The little monster exclaims energetically.
Male.
Pigs can have sex.
Right fucking... No, right male.
Nor does he look male, with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable face.
8. Date of birth.
We're still going with March 4th. 51.
Right that.
What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner's case.
KK 57 0503 0815 listens motionless, with the cargo belt still around his neck. Only one box remains.
11. Evidence of treatment.
None. At least not after the initial examination.
A strange word. Treatment.
What exactly is treatment anyway?
Interfering with the body's position or wounds post-mortem.
How did you not know that? Aren't you a cop? You're leaving a weak impression here. Say something sure-handed.
Right, fine. Agreed. No treatment.
A silent nod. The lieutenant places his gloved hand on the corpse's chest, as if in preparation. Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of the breath. Ecclesiastic, religious in nature, a holdout from pre-DeLorean burial rites. It takes him 2 seconds to perform. Then, somewhere in Jamrock North, a small wood shed behind Rosencrantz Row, Lieutenant Nick Feuerbach puts his hand to the chest of a small corpse, no larger than a monkey. It's raining outside, light drizzle. There is darkness in the shed.
Oh, don't bring dead kids into this. That's sad.
Elsewhere yet, an obese female sits in a wicker chair, her silhouette bull-like against the window. Outside, Grand Coudon. The day is turning dim for Sergeant Mac Dawson. Hand extended, he approaches, to make sure she is dead more than anything else. And so, all across Jamrock, Coal City, GRIH, 42 deceased persons found today, 42 stations of breath.
We should start the post-mortem.
God, that was grim. Turn the page.
The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on red copier paper tries to answer why.
1. External examination. Summary.
Clothes. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodine, I think. Let's see.
He turns the body on the side to check the underwear label.
See, it's happening.
Babrodine, yes. Inexpensive. Size M. Color white.
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid.
Write it down.
The boots are ceramic. Vitreous enamel. They are fused to his skin from blood flowing downward post-mortem. Removal of the boots is left for processing.
Write it down.
The boot has a serial number. It's E50.100.100. The lines between the plates are in the shape of the alphanumerical. The number is purposefully concealed by the design.
Write it down.
Tattoos.
He stands up, feet planted on either side of the body.
The upper torso is covered in a single, continuous tattoo, resembling a map of the night sky. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings, to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene, using a Trigat Mini.
Write it down.
The deceased has a belt for airlifting cargo around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color yellow. Length 3 meters. There is a buckle on the other end.
Write that down also.
Well nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent with age, about 50. Preservation is good. Ambient temperature below freezing.
Continue to write it down.
Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short.
Touch the corpse's hair before moving on. No, thank you. Write it down. Short, light brown, male pattern baldness.
Lividity is consistent with hanging. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs. consistent with stones thrown post-mortem. Low velocity.
Fucking low velocity? You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max. Talking shit about Kuno's velocity.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest, consistent with predation.
Write down but meant for high velocity. No, just write it all down.
Ligature mark.
The lieutenant produces a small folding knife. With the other hand pulling on the belt, he starts cutting into the polyester. The stench is horrid. After a while, it's obvious the metal cannot be cut.
The steel wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the belt so we can get to the ligature mark.
You got just the right tool for that.
Oh, yeah.
Chain cutters.
Oh, I'm prepared. Pet the chain cutters.
The hanged man lets out a joyous little bubble of rot from his nose.
Great. Good thing we got these chain cutters.
Always good to think ahead. Now...
He points to the rope and squeezing... he points to the rope, squeezing the dead man's neck. God, reading is hard.
We need to cut the belt to see the ligature mark below. Carefully, with as much precision as you can.
See? My pig is gonna fuck his head off.
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring fuck.
Look for a good spot to cut.
The belt is equally tight around the whole circumference of his neck, swelling over the edges like white bread rising from the east.
You know what? Oh, it's a physical instrument. We should have kept our blooming tank top on. Maybe to increase our manliness, we're going to tell Kuna that, we're not your pig, Kuna. Fuck off.
You are? You're Kuno's pig?
Can we take the bolt cutters on him? Cut the belt off. We've lessened it by having a stupid argument with him.
You jam the cutters right under the knot. That seems like a smart idea. Yeah, somewhere there. Already they're buried deep in the man's flesh. Then you rotate them to get a better hold. Then...
fuckity fuck.
The lieutenant looks by, somewhat worried as you summon power words to your aid.
Summon power words. Put some more.
Yeah, fuck him. Fuck that faggoty. Corpse fucking time.
Told you my pig was hardcore.
I should have a go first. I think I have a strategy.
Let Kim do it. Let him work.
He sinks the cutters into the knot, preparing to perform the cuts, with his elbow to his knee for precision. Yes, that's much better form than you had.
Alright, physical instrument. Don't insult me like that.
Snap. The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing the dead man's neck and the dark red ligature mark around it.
Here.
He hands you the chain cutter's back and then kneels close to the body, running his finger along the dark red groove until he comes to a gap.
The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck, on the nape.
As it ought to. This is where its grip on the curdled meat is gentlest, pulling up.
Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters.
Write it down.
Chest is intact, normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant, pelvis intact, genitalia...
He pulls down the man's underpants.
No! Let's get out and see!
I fucking knew it!
This is clearly what they've been waiting for, ever since the autopsy began. The lieutenant is trying to make it as boring as possible.
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury.
We're not going to inspect the genitals. Write it down and move on.
Back is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip. In addition, I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin. Last item, hands.
He takes the man's right hand in his, inspects it, then moves to the other hand. Let the lieutenant work alone.
Hands are clean. No sign of a recent struggle.
Were we expecting any?
I was. Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Honestly, this stench is making it hard for me to think at the moment. Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done. What next?
2. Internal examination. Summary.
Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
Of course, there is a moral to be drawn from it. A moral to this story.
If I may add a moral to this story.
What would that be?
He looks at you inquisitively.
The dead man looks, too, with barely contained excitement to hear the moral of his story.
The brain is very vulnerable to compromises in its blood supply.
I think that may well be the moral of every story, officer.
The lieutenant grins. I'll write NA.
Good. Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. Not injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant. Hyoid bone. Let's see.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it, gently. A rotting smell erupts from the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips, black and viscous.
Viscous is one of my favourite words.
Yeah, jack that fucker off!
Oh, God.
The hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact. Unremarkable.
Write it down.
Respiratory system.
Back haunched, as if in prayer, he begins to pry open the dead man's jaws. He stops to exert some more force. Both hands are used.
Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen. Hemorrhaging present in mucosa of the lips and mouth.
From here, it looks as though the clown-faced man is screaming. The tendons of his jaw are torn apart. Hyoid ripped from the force of the lieutenant's hands.
I'm tempted. Look inside the dead man's mouth.
No scream, no sigh of relief rises from the darkness inside. It's humid there. Sickly sweet air, unlike anything living. You feel like you're about to throw up again, straight in that mouth of his.
Look deeper inside.
It's hard.
Oh.
Once more, you taste stomach acid in the back of your throat. A contraction. Your throat pumps a little something from your stomach and into your mouth. You're forced to swallow, just to keep looking. Inside, you see darkness. Just a mess of meat and darkness.
There are ancient mysteries down there, Kobo. Ask me later.
Ooh.
Hemorrhaging present in mucus.
Lieutenant repeats impatiently. Let's go of the jaws. The mouth snaps shut before you. Write it down.
Hepatobiliary. NA.
Why? Don't we have anything?
Are you a hepatobiliary expert?
He looks at the corpse's stomach with a mixture of tiredness and disgust. Right, NA.
Same for toxicology and serology. NA.
NA.
Cardiovascular. The body exhibits heavy lividity. Blood has gathered in the hands, feet, and neck. Hypostasis is visually consistent with the hanging. Gastrointestinal.
He breathes a sigh of approaching relief. This is the last field on the list. He looks around the ground, the pool of feces there.
Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila.
Write down, omit the voila.
What's next on the list?
3. Description of injuries. Summary.
Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 fields. Leave a 4th one too.
Let's go with bite marks.
Head, chest, and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. Odontologist does not need to be consulted. And your opinion, officer?
I would say non-fatal post-mortem.
Agreed. Next injury?
Contusions.
So, the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response. The perpetrator on the scene has confessed to causing it post-mortem.
At maximum velocity, fucko!
Has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity.
Write it down.
Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath, the description of injury. 2 boxes.
Non-fatal post-mortem.
Right. Next.
What about the injuries we have inflicted?
Oh, so we inflicted them?
This is a team effort.
You mean the incision on the thorax from a chain cutter? That was not a team effort, and I wouldn't mention it. Muddies the water.
But isn't that sloppy?
Be pedantic if you like, it doesn't matter. No one else is going to investigate this man's murder. And if they do, such details would only confuse them.
See? These pigs are fucking corrupt.
The boy nods approvingly.
Why don't you fuck him if you love him so much?
Now, injuries.
Let's go for ligature marks. Finish the autopsy.
A dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck, with a gap on the nape measuring, let's say, 7 centimeters. The hyoid bone is fractured, the cervical column intact. I see hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. Depth of the mark, 1 centimeter. No signs of clawing on the neck.
Write it down.
Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks to the side. The ring around his neck is visible.
I suppose with that being the hanging injury, that is probably a fatal injury.
That's it. We have established cause of death. It's not much, and it leaves much to be questioned. But it's a start. Let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy over.
Cool, okay, first, how did it go?
Well, we established probable cause of death. Some would say that's the goal of an autopsy.
What else?
We were thorough with the list of injuries, too. We described them all in detail. What is there to say? Given the circumstances, it was a professional field autopsy.
Oh yeah, well done, Master Detective. Maybe a drink is in order?
Absolutely, no, we are teetotal. If we start drinking now, we might go on another bender. What now? Give him back his notebook.
Now? Now we put him in a body bag and I drive him to Forborg for processing.
The lieutenant looks at the dead man one more time, then at his notebook, then at the corpse again. He's thinking, did I miss something?
Perception, legendary. Search the body one more time, thoroughly.
Your arms reach out and your eyes close, as if by their own volition. It's dark all around. You feel cold, slippery flesh, first with your fingertips, then under the palm of your hand.
What is this?
His face, his cheeks, his nose, his fat, swollen lips. Like a spider, your hand crawls over his features. Everything is silent.
Squeeze his nose.
You pick it between your fingers. The mass feels large, very porous somehow. Keep crawling, lest you break it.
If it's up his nose, I keep crawling lest you break it. Let's try the mouth first.
The oral cavity is cold and moist. A ball-like tongue attaches itself to the base of the mouth, lolling around like a scallop. You're on the right track.
Open your eyes and look.
A vision of black and dark red death, pried open by your naked hands and studded with teeth. Looks like he's laughing. Death fumes rising from the throat, and there, in the back of his mouth, above the bell of the uvula, right in the soft palate, you see a hole, barely visible to the human eye. It is swollen shut, almost vanished. No larger than 0.4 centimeters in radius, the edges appear darkened.
Say fuck yeah.
Keep going.
Kuno nods, too. He takes a step closer.
Touch with your finger, gently.
A black trickle of liquid runs into his throat from the wound.
Put your finger in.
Your index fits right in there. A tight tunnel of flesh opens up. Tissue damage. Wide enough for 2 fingers. As you push both in, you reach through his mouth, right into his brainstem.
The fuck is happening?
Ah, shit, see?
Feel around first.
The basal ganglia feels clumpy. What entered here has torn apart his reptilian complex. This man will never sleep again. never wake.
Push deeper.
Your fingers slide into the remains of his limbic system. There is no resistance. It's gelatinous. The slug-like structures are damaged too. The tearing extends deep into both hemispheres. The ululations of the limbic system have ended. All is quiet.
There's a cavity cut right between the hemispheres.
The lieutenant answers with the sound of his pen on paper.
Fucking cavity, see?
Kuno's voice is hushed.
Quivering with awe.
Push deeper.
Your fingers are all the way in now, reaching toward the inside of his skull. The cavity goes further, but the entry wound isn't wide enough for the rest of your hand to follow. All the muscles in your body harden. Time to enter him.
Punch a hole through his mouth. Let's wriggle in.
Your fingers reach toward his skull. His cerebral cortex feels like jelly. Cold jelly. Strange fluid streams down your wrist as you push deeper until you feel it on the tip of your finger. Sharp, serrated material. The edges cut right into your skin.
Let's inspect the skull first before we try and fish it out.
There's a tiny crack. A protrusion in the cranium. Right in the back of his head. Your finger must be pointing straight at it. From the inside. The object that is in there stops just short of the skull, in the encephalus, knocking this tiny fracture into the cranium.
We have the makings of a very small exit wound here.
The lieutenant leans closer.
Forget about the fucking exit wound, Beano. The pig is wearing him like a fuck puppet.
I feel a solid object right under the skull.
Can you get to it?
He searches his pockets for something. Let's give it a go. Fish it out. Yeah! My God, look at us. Expert detectives this episode.
You pick the object between your index and middle finger. It feels sharp, like metal. With your face twisting from pain and concentration, all you need to do is just...
Whisper, I got it.
My pig's fucking got it?
He's watching his old man get the big prize at the claw game.
What? What is it?
Slowly pull your fingers out.
The inside of the head feels cold and smooth, like a glove. Sweat dripping down your brow. Careful not to lose the prize between your fingers. With a plop, your hand emerges from the mouth, covered in blood up to the wrist. Between your fingers, a small flower. A blossom made of lead.
Ooh.
Fucking beautiful.
A bullet.
The lieutenant puts a small bag marked evidence under it. Drop it in.
The bullet falls in the bag, leaving a smattering of blood on the plastic. He raises the bag under his eyes and says,
A non-caliber. Rifled. Some kind of brittle alloy. Fractured on impact.
Can I have it?
Of course. You've earned it.
Lieutenant drops the bag into your bloody hand. It feels light.
Looks like we need to add one more item to your injury list. Injury number 4. Oval entry wound with an abrasion collar. Soft palate, back of mouth. High velocity. Temporary cavity in brain tissue. Small exit wound on the occiput. How does that sound?
Say nothing. Just nod.
Opinion, fatal injury.
Agreed.
And one last thing. We should amend injury number 3. Ligament mark. New opinion, non-fatal. Post-mortem. Treatment.
he's proposing the bullet was the real cause of death, and the hanging an attempt to conceal this fact.
The ligament mark, the fractured hyoid burn, it was all treatment.
Yes, and the belt around his neck, the hanging, even dragging him to the yard. All of it was done after this man was already dead.
Ah, it was a sure hanging. Agreed.
I have had my doubts for a while now, since I saw there were no signs of struggle on his hands, and no claw marks on his neck. There have been other signs too, small details. Everything is too neatly designed for us to assign probable cause here, as we did, foolhardily. Well, no more.
We almost fell for it, he thinks. Almost.
Maybe the bullet holds more answers.
Yes, we should take a closer look at it. I am certain it has more to tell us.
This little thing could reveal much about the weapon that shot it.
Now, why would anyone do this?
To hide something. The real killer? The real motivation? What really happened here?
I think I need to wash myself.
Oh, you really do. I am glad to hear you say that. Your room in the Whirling in Rags should come with a bathroom. Be sure to make use of it in the evening.
Well, if the bathroom is still in fully operational order. And what happens next?
We put him in a bag and carry him to the holding pen of my kinema. The body bag should contain the odor for the duration of the transport. I would drive him to processing, but it's too late to do that today. I'll do it first thing tomorrow. No problem. One more thing. This was really good work, detective.
Praise from Kim is praise indeed.
The word lingers in the air of the yard. As far away dogs are barking, further yet, the sound of motor traffic. Detective.
Yeah. Okay, let's drag him in the kinema? Kinema!
Alright. I will need a little help carrying him. You take the hands, I'll take the legs.
Bag the corpse and drag it to the motor carriage. Yeah, baby, look at that. Look at all that progress we've made. Fantastic stuff. We've leveled up 1,000,000 times. We've got 7. Oh, we've got 3 skill points in total. So I would say... Drama's been helping us out a lot. Inland Empire being our main skill. I wonder what would happen if we just got that maximum. Let's build that one up. We'll build drama up. I do quite like having drama on our side. And we shall save our remaining point for in case we need to succeed at any other task. Well, actually, hold on. What tasks do we need to do that we've failed at? Visual calculus. That'd be useful. Encyclopedia. Conceptualization. Are these all blue skills? Visual calculus, conceptualize. Okay, alright. Solid, let's go for Inland Empire. Oh, level up. Drama. And... oh, no, not drama, sorry. Inland Empire, conceptualization, and visual calculus. I think that's the way forward. That's what I'm going to go for. Confirm the points. Do now things. Let's have a quick look at the... before we go to bed, let's have a quick look at the fractured bullet.
The bullet is safely sealed away in a plastic bag bearing the RCM stamp. Kim has filled out the label on the bag with the item number, case number, and date and location the bullet was found. Beside his orderly handwriting, the bullet looks especially sad, like a tiny, shriveled head of cauliflower.
What do I do with you, Bullet?
What?
The lieutenant steps closer. I said, what do I do with you, Bullet?
Well, if I was the bullet, which I'm not, I would say find the weapon that shot me.
Good idea.
If we find who owns it, we will have likely found who used it, possibly to kill our victim. In conclusion, the more we know about this bullet of yours, the better.
Feel the bullet through the bag.
The squashed bullet has some sharp edges where the jacket has split open. It feels cold, even through the bag.
Inspect the bullet closer.
The jacket of the bullet is made of a yellowish metal. It has blossomed out to reveal a dark grey core. The base of the bullet is close to 5 millimeters in diameter.
Look at the jacket.
You can just about make out a few striations near the base of the bullet. Little hairlines, linear. It feels standard.
And the core?
It's quite destroyed. Some of the fragments are still lodged in the wound.
What can you say about the bullet so far?
Wow, I actually know this.
Yes, it's as if you've seen bullets before, officer.
Fair enough. It's a jacketed bullet, close to 5 millimeters in diameter.
A jacketed bullet. Okay. It would have been shot from a military-grade breech-loading rifle, not from a muzzleloader, like those typically found on the streets of Martinez.
Ooh.
Even the RCM uses ordinary unjacketed conical bullets. This is strange. Very strange. I like this, officer. Strange means unique. Unique means incriminating. We need to find the gun that shot it.
Ah, so military grade, so potentially we're dealing with military people, so possibly maybe his friends?
Something tells you that won't be anytime soon. This'll have to be one of those epic tasks that's open for a while.
I don't know. We've got a good chance. Try to determine what type of weapon shot this.
A rifle, Revolutionary period. Your bullet looks to be an old 4.46mm from the surplus left over from the turn of the century. Probably an antique or a retrofitted antique.
We're just smashing all these checks today. Make?
The 4.46 caliber was widely used with the Belmargrave rifle, a Revacholian manufacturer. The BM dominated the battlefields of the Insulindian theatre of the anti-centennial revolution 50 years ago. Incidentally, you have just such a rifle with you, the dusty old thing you found hidden in the basement below the commercial area. It's unusable, sadly. If it were, the bullet would probably fit the chamber.
Is anyone still making these rifles?
No, but Zeliger, a major firearm manufacturer, ended up with a surplus after the war, so there are still a lot of these old military rifles floating around, usually broken. The quality was appalling.
Who uses Belgrave rifles these days?
Antiques enthusiasts, guerrilla fighters in distant countries, a few lucky jamrock bangers. You're looking for the same thing you found in that hidden weapons cache, only in working order.
Excellent, so I've got an idea what gun we're looking for.
What are you thinking? Bullet?
Kim's coming round to our way of thinking. I think I know where this came from. Dangle the bag thoughtfully.
Okay. And?
The shot probably came from a Belgrave rifle.
An antique. That makes sense. There can't be many breech-loading rifles floating around in Martinez, or anywhere in Ravachol, really.
That's probably a good thing.
I have to hand it to the monarchs. It's quite admirable that they took the advice of criminologists last century and banned the use of breech-loaders in peacetime. Some new RCM recruits get impatient with their muzzle loaders once they've trained with military-grade weapons, but they realize it's worth it in the end.
Makes you consider every shot, like I did.
Imagine if everyone, cops, citizens, had access to firearms that could shoot multiple rounds without pausing to reload. After the first shot, the second, third, and so on come much easier. But back to the investigation.
So, what are we looking for? Have well-armed jamrock bangers started crossing over into Martinez?
Let's find out. Next step, finding the gun itself.
The bullet has nothing more to say. Put it away. Alright, we've made some serious progress. Past midnight. We've done it all, baby. No one's up. Everyone's asleep. How are you doing, Mr. Barman?
Can I help you?
Oh, no, never mind. Okay. What are all these green things? Karaoke mic. That's what the lyrics should be. The speaker is connected to the radio. The radio is seasoned with static.
You should totally sing karaoke here, the first chance you get. Your emotions need to be expressed. People need to know your vast, oceanic soul.
I mean, they absolutely do. My soul is immense.
Utterly. And it needs to be heard. Through a PA system. By other people.
This goes well with the theory I'm developing, that I'm a down-on-my-luck superstar person. What would I sing when it comes to it?
You should sing the sad, slow song you were listening to last night. Thought it was obvious.
Of course. They'll really get a gauge on my soul with that one.
Serves them right. Wipe that smirk off their face with your sad, tragic, small church song. Who's laughing now? No one. You have to find out how the song goes first, though. Maybe a tape of something appropriate would help.
Maybe. Let's finish the thought. Okay, alright. We can find a tape. Do we own a tape already? Did we not? Or was that just an empty tape that we sold a couple of episodes ago? Okay, alright. Let's go to bed.
You should pick that fat, juicy cigarette butt from the tray, light it up, and smoke the living shit out of it.
The what now?
The living shit. Your mesolimbic reward pathway does not mince words. It wants smokes.
Am I a smoker?
Who knows what you are? A monster, a murderer, the gnome of Jeroma? You feel like a smoker, especially when you look at that juicy, succulent, seductive cigarette stub, still smoldering deliciously.
But she broke it at the filter. I can't smoke that.
How very astute of you. This renders it ineffectual. You should look for a whole cigarette, or better yet, an entire pack. Strike that. A carton. Make sure they're all healthy and able-bodied. Then smoke them all.
The idea seems to make your neck expand. Suddenly, the garish tie feels very snug.
Thanks for the input, horrific necktie.
Like a cat rubbing itself against its owner's calves. A cat that wants you to smoke a lot. Or you could not do that. No one is making you.
Thank you, Elysium. As a man who smoked, I'm 31 now. Started smoking at the age of about 15. Let's, I should enthusiastically, no, let's, I should not do that.
Good. They'll make you stronger and better. You're too old to be cool now. But find cigarettes, smoke them, blam. Instantly a cool renegade man. A mystical red dragon with smoke rising from his nostrils. Plus, smoking then gives massive bonuses.
Well, fine. Okay. Maybe I will have a cigarette. Maybe I won't. I'll decide later.
This is the door to the room you redecorated.
I did, didn't I? Good night, Lieutenant.
Just a moment. We should talk about our progress on the investigation. Let's go out to the balcony.
Alright, let's go.
The air outside is brisk. The lieutenant is silent for a moment. He listens to the traffic hum. Then,
Now then, we should talk about the investigation. But I also feel you're a bit hazy on the RCM. Our role here, our rights, our jurisdiction, basically.
Hold on a minute. We just had a conversation about smoking. And what's he doing there? I didn't know you smoked, Kim.
I have a cigarette every night when I go over my notes. It's something of a ritual.
oh man, he looks so devastatingly cool with that cigarette.
How did you get so cool, Kim?
You mean this? This isn't cool. It's an unnecessary trial of will and unhealthy.
He flicks the ash.
Keeping the habit within the parameters he's given himself takes a lot of focus. It would be easier to simply quit.
Let's resist the urge to smoke right now. Right then, the debrief.
Yes, it's been a long and eventful day.
How do you think today went?
Well, we inspected the victim's body, so that's good. It was not easily approachable in that state, but we did it. Our inspection was also very thorough, and we've already started following up on leads. In addition, we got that body down from the tree, and we performed the field autopsy on the victim. We found some things we can really work with. Moreover, you found that the hanged man wasn't just hanged, he was also shot. That was some excellent detective work.
Oh, please, you're making me blush, Kim.
And you managed to locate and pull out the bullet, so we can get ballistics, make up the gun. All this is invaluable.
It's not. Well, let's be modest. It was the least I could do, given all my past mistakes.
The rest is up to the boys in processing. Maybe they will surprise us by doing their job for once, but I wouldn't count on it. There's still work to be done at the crime scene, however. We mustn't forget that. Now for the interviews.
He takes a deep drag and looks at the city. Well, the initial interviews, yes, well, we talked to some people.
Including Everard Clare, a daunting adversary, if there ever was one. He wasn't particularly forthcoming with useful information, however.
He's a tough cookie, that one.
Claire also helped you, how should I say, remember your name? That's a relief.
A big relief. It's a very serviceable name, too.
Moving on. We interviewed Joyce Messier, the Wild Pines rep, and learned a lot. None of it very good news for us or Martinez, but
Gives you a quick nod of acknowledgement and approval.
above all though, today was exhausting. What's with all the running? You run a lot. Is that a standard Precinct 41 practice?
Oh, that's the thing. Like, if we walked everywhere, you wouldn't notice that. But we do run purely because I've got a limited amount of time to make these videos.
I have a really good theory about why you're running so fast, son. Just you wait until we get up tomorrow.
I don't like to waste time, you know. My man moves fast. The rest of us try and keep up.
It's impressive, to say the least. For a man your age, especially.
Wow. Thanks for that. He nods thoughtfully, tapping his finger on his cigarette.
Those are some stylish shoes too, by the way. Those loafers. Must be hard to run indoors like you do.
He smiles suddenly. Of course, well, we did find some fancy shoes later on, didn't we? We need to find more fancy clothes. So what are our powers exactly, the RCM?
They're quite limited, actually. The power officers of the Revachol Citizens Militia exercise most frequently is imposing fines of up to 1,000 real for offences, in accordance with an interdepartmental schedule.
Wouldn't that be an easy power to abuse?
Yes, although indirectly, as citizens can always request records from their local station. Officers of the RCM have been known to take bribes of less than the prescribed fine amount. It undermines trust in the RCM.
Bastards. Okay, what else?
We can arrest people, of course, but rather than bringing someone in directly, it's preferable to serve a station call slip. It prevents confusion and overcrowding.
Wait, so how can we be sure the arrestee will show up?
You can't. Those who don't show up become fugitives, though, and have fewer legal rights when they are eventually caught. It's about power projection. Thus far, they seem to mostly show up.
When power calls you, you come. But power itself is a fragile trick of perception.
Oh, yep. That's how it works in schools. If kids think you're in control, they act like you're in control. But very rarely are you actually in control. I see. And if someone resists?
We are permitted to use whatever force we deem necessary, even lethal.
I don't really want to ask him if he's killed anyone. Have I killed anyone?
That's an improbability. Perhaps even impossibility.
I don't know if I really want to know.
Precinct 41 is known for a higher than average rate of police violence.
He's not judging you. He's respectfully acknowledging the difficulty of working in your precinct.
Ah, fair enough. What happens to the people we convict?
We don't convict. We arrest and send them to coalition government courts in Couron and La Delta. The prosecution works off our testimonies and records, which is why it's paramount to keep them.
He taps on his coat pocket where he keeps his notes. And who makes all these rules?
The coalition government, and the moral intern more broadly. The RCM was formed by the coalition government to restore order in the international zone after the revolution. So we did. Now we attempt to maintain that order. No more, no less.
His gaze is absently fixed on a window below that just went dark.
Or perhaps it is better to say we were allowed to form. It's a point of contention whether the citizens of Revachol or the coalition government founded the RCM.
I'm going to say nothing. Remain neutral in this.
Silence. A great comment to such a conundrum.
The Moral Intern, what is it?
The Moralist International are the world's largest political organization. You know who they are. They have been running this place after the revolution failed.
If I didn't know, how would you describe them?
They're a union of center-left and center-right parties across the Real Belt. Our coalition government is just one of its many projects. They also run the ICP, EPIS, most intergovernmental organizations in the world.
Ah, centre-right and centre-left, that is. That is a happy place. What is their symbol?
Interesting question. It's a blue forget-me-not. Their motto is love, compassion, self-discipline. I think you can gauge what they want you to think of them from that.
Something kind and usual. Something ominous. Something even a little feminine. But in a strict manner.
Ooh. Not that I'm into that at all. What do they believe in?
What do they believe in? They are Dolorians. They believe they continue the humanist project set forth by Her Innocence Dolores Day 4 centuries ago. Others say they are just technocrats.
Who was Dolores Day?
A historic figure? The author of the modern age? You will have to look elsewhere for opinions. The subject of humanism is too abstract for me.
What do you think of them?
The moral intern are a fact. I try not to have opinions on facts until they change. And it doesn't look like that's about to happen.
It is more than that. There's some kind of affection in him.
You like the moral intern?
Yes, I did, when I was younger. In my 20s, I considered myself a moralist. A blue forget-me-not, a piece of the sky. They're not all that bad.
That's another leitmotif associated with moralism.
But the years have changed that. I don't know what I believe in now. No, I believe in the RCM. That's enough for me.
I have an opinion on the moral intern.
Do you?
The lieutenant arches at his brow and pulls in his cigarette. It's a slim white thing in his fingers. We have stooges, something about immigrants and liberals. You know what, things are bad out there. We need them here, giving us the right to police Revachol.
In fact, we would need them even if you didn't think that way. We are in what is called the twilight of international law. The laws we claim to enforce come from the MI. Without them, we are simply vigilantes.
Yeah, vigilantes are bad, aren't they? Because there's no rules, no regulations. You can't really organise it, can you?
Sadly, it is what we already are to the people of Martinez. Most of them, at least, especially the Union. Vigilantes. I expect our job here to prove quite challenging.
He looks at the roundabout. Say nothing, just look into the night.
The dying lights of the city shimmer below. Slowly, like luminous clouds, they pass on his lenses. The lieutenant looks at his slim cigarette, contemplating the next drag. This soldier is the highlight of the day for me, he thinks. This little stick right here.
They really don't like us here. And the mouth on that kid, Kuno. It's different inland, in Jamrock and the GRIH.
He pulls on a cigarette. Why are they like this?
It's our fault for leaving this place to the dogs, to the Union, to the company. Not daring to come here more often. It's like I told you, this place is an orphan, fallen between the cracks.
And in Jamrock on the GRIH?
We run this city. West of the river is RCM land.
He looks at the dark silhouette of the equestrian monument cutting into the night sky.
It's incredibly hard. Human beings are... But we are in control, and it's worth it. The organization works. Our systems work. If they didn't, the city would disintegrate.
I hope our investigation will help improve the situation here. At least do some good.
Me too. But I wouldn't count on any drastic changes in our lifetimes.
You know what, Kim? Thank you for this.
Yeah, it's getting very cold now. Let's go.
He puts out the stub of his cigarette and looks at the door. Oh, well, that was a nice, intimate moment. Okay then, Kim. I think we've done all we can. See you in the morning. Close the door. Good night. Right, well, I think this is all the things that we've done so far. This is a good place to leave it. We have absolutely smashed this evening's investigation. So yeah, we'll leave it there. If you want to fancy supporting the old YouTube channel, please do feel free to have a look at the old Patreon. £1 a month does get you one extra game a week of Dawn of War and all that jazz. Yeah, might as well be Mr. Landshark. Feeling good, feeling fresh. And I'll see you in a bit. Peace.